Hey guys, I'm Rob Bass, and this is Japan the Otaku Show's first interview podcasty thing. So that's a big thing. We've done podcasts on anime before, but this is strictly a little different. We're interviewing this guy. His name is James Sharkey. James, thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure being here, Rob. Thanks for having me.
Oh, that's always cool. James, instead of me wasting time babbling, just tell everybody why you're here and what you want to talk about.
Well, I am the PR officer. Well, they made me PR, public relations for an Irish anime convention called Nom Com. This would be our third year running, and we're getting pretty big. Well, Irish wise, last year we had 1,700 people, and we were packed out to capacity. So that's what we pretty much do. We're just a big anime convention over in Ireland. Nothing to the numbers you have over there, but we're trying to get there.
Well, honestly, there's some anime conventions here in America that are huge, but the majority of them tend to get just about 1,700 to maybe a couple of thousand, or maybe like about in the 20,000 range. Not too much. Uh, how big is Ireland compared to the rest of like how many people travel? Is it there's all Irish people that come, or is it like people outside, maybe more the UK or outside of your own land?
Oh yeah, our own country. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, well, no, we get people traveling from all over the country. Like we have people coming from outside the counties that
Mm.
come to us. That's our big crowd. But in the first year we had, I was just talking to attendees. The first year I was just a normal gopher. Talking to attendees, we had people from Russia there.
Wow.
We actually had one girl and a few of her friends from Russia, and she was very nice, full proper cosplay and everything. Russia, I think last year she came back again with absolutely stunning cosplay as well. But we have people from Russia, people from England usually come over because it's only about an hour, not even an hour's plane journey from England over here.
Mm.
So we do get a lot of people there. We're also trying to expand more, like see if we can get other people coming from other parts of the world. But then again, it's kind of quite a travel for just a small weekend, you know.
Yeah, how many days is the con?
We have 3 days. It's the Friday we have opening. We don't really do traders or anything like that on Friday. It's mostly tradition for Irish anime conventions is to have a pub quiz on a Friday.
Mm.
So we have a big pub quiz on a Friday. Whoever wins gets DVDs and all that.
Oh, that's cool.
What else? We also have some small events. Usually just an opening ceremony showing off who is our guests. Last year we had Kyle Herbert,
Hmm.
who's done stuff on. I'm trying to remember now. He's done Gurren Lagann. I think he was the voice of Kamina. Don't quote me on that now, but he's done a lot of stuff. We also had Veronica Taylor last year, the voice of Ash Ketchum,
Hmm.
and she was really, really nice. And they were all nice, and that's what we usually do. And then on the Saturday, traders open up. We have a lot of good traders from the UK coming in. A lot of Gundam stuff is where I spend all my money, unfortunately.
Oh my God, tell me about it.
Yeah, I said to him one year, you're like a drug dealer to me, man. Just go away.
Yeah, actually, in the United States, they used to sell Gundam natively here. They don't do it anymore. Now it's all strictly import, like it used to be, and it's expensive.
Yeah, yeah. Trust me, I know. But he's a good guy, so he will cut a lot of people good deals. But we also have people selling cosplay. We have bring 'em by so people can bring their own stuff to sell. We have one guy, he brings all these handcrafted wooden swords, for the anime crowd, like from Bleach, Naruto, all that stuff. He's really amazing. So that's some of the traders we have. We also have a few Q&As with the guests. A whole day of anime screenings from different animes. Just we try to get the more unique animes that nobody really sees because we want to get that out there.
Well,
What
you
else?
want to have a bigger. You want to show that you're not just we have that stuff that maybe nobody else will have. So you want to try to show the more unique
Yeah, well,
stuff.
stuff that we personally like, and we think maybe people to do this because maybe people will like this because not a lot of people watch it. I mean, we could show Naruto and Bleach all the time and get people sitting down and watching that constantly, but that would get boring after a while. And plus, about 99% of the anime crowd out there has watched or seen at least a few episodes of Naruto and Bleach. Um,
Just a little bit.
just a little bit, you know. I'd say I used to watch Naruto when I was younger, but I kind of got out of it a little bit. But no, we also
Yeah, I'm
have.
not gonna lie to you. I can't watch Naruto. at all.
No. I used to love it when I was younger, but I kind of just grew out of it a little bit when it just got a little bit repetitive for me.
It
Uh,
happens when a lot of the animes when they've been around for a long time tend to uh, we have the term jumping the shark, so they kind of like we've seen it already. How many more times are you gonna do this again?
yeah, exactly. Like, so that's why we try to show more individual and unique animes. I don't know what ones we're showing this year, seeing that we still got a few months to plan it out.
Hmm.
What else? We also had a midnight horror thing, whereas we kind of had people sit down in an audience and we kind of played out Fatal Frame for them.
Well, that's
But we
cool.
had the audience interact with it as well. Like the audience said what we could do, and we had people dressed up as the ghosts and everything like that popping out every so often to give them a good scare, like, and that went down pretty well. We also have a murder mystery thing going on. I haven't been to one of those yet because I was too busy the last 2 years to actually go and watch one or even be a part of one. But we have the usual stuff on Saturdays and Sundays. We usually just have more showings, still more traders. But Sundays are usually the days when people quiet down, they want to relax.
Oh, any con, the Sunday is like the calming down day.
Yeah, it's like on Saturday they're all hyped up on sweets and sugar and they're just jumping all over the place. On a Sunday it's like a zombie apocalypse. They're just shuffling around and there's absolutely nothing going on. But on the Saturday night we also have a disco, like a rave,
Wow.
which most cons I think do. We have a rave, but before that, last year we had the Nom Com prom, which was basically an anime prom where people were like got dressed up and they did the whole dancing and whatnot. And then we had a prom king and queen, but last year was a prom king and king. Two fellas won it last year, and we're very happy for that for them. Like, but I know we're bringing that back again because people like them. People like to dress up and kind of do that, and then afterwards we give them kind of an hour to go get ready, and we have a rave till about 3 o'clock in the morning.
I gotta tell you, cons in anywhere, if they do have that, doesn't go that late. That's pretty impressive. And
Well,
some of these other things you talk about doing, like murder mystery stuff, like no con does that. That's very cool.
It's there was another convention in Ireland. It's also very very big, bigger than us. They've been around longer, called Ericon. Great guys. We work with them a good bit, and I know a lot of the fellas who started it up, and they're all very sound. Like, but they kind of did it all, and then they started bringing the rave, and we thought we might as well have a rave too. Mainly because on weekends most of these places will let us have late bars, so we're allowed to stay up until about half two, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Hmm.
Plus, in the hotel, we kind of push a little bit more if we give them an extra little bit of money. Like, you still there?
Yeah, I lost you for a second.
Oh no, sorry, no. As I was saying, like, we just usually usually get the bars to stay open a little bit later if we
Yeah,
give
you
them a bit
throw
more
'em a
money.
couple bones, and then they'll stay up all night. Of course, they don't want to lose the money anyway. And the people willing to stay up all night drinking, like it's a good point because they're already dressed up, so might as well go out and just do it.
Yeah, of course, and people have their normal cosplay, and then they have their kind of rave version of their cosplay as well, and the amount of glow sticks we find in the morning is unbelievable.
That's that's really cool. Um, Now with the when you have your guest speakers and stuff like that, do you get sponsorships from anime companies that distributors and stuff like that?
Not quite. We were trying to work that out this year because we have our con director and our co-con director over in Japan at the Tokyo conferences and all the
The anime
conventions.
festival. Actually, my guy just covered that on Friday.
Yeah, we have our con director over there, and he's kind of just talking to people, see what we can do. Like, and he said we were so over our head. Like he was there, like he went up to do a talk saying like, "Oh hi, I'm Nate from Nom Com. We have this many people." But before he had two big he had Japan Expo in France go up before him. And your man's like, "Oh hi, I'm such and such from Japan Expo. We have 17,000 people a year come up to our convention." And he was like, "How am I supposed to build up after that? Like, how am I supposed to do that?" But no, he's over there seeing if we can get sponsorship. The only sponsorship we really got at the time is from kind of manga distributors.
Mm.
They sometimes help us out with DVDs and usually give us prizes. Bees as well. It's a British anime distributor for DVDs. They're really sound. They usually help us out. And Andrew Partridge was a huge help with that because he was the ex-owner of it, and he started his own company, and he's also helping us out a lot.
That's really cool. You know, you gotta get those guys just to willing to get their stuff out there to help promote you because that's
Yeah, of course. Like, and we promote them as well. We put them in our flyers and our pamphlets
mm,
and all that. So that's the kind of thing that happens. It's the um, most we get. Like, we're trying to get more contributors to it, but when you're a small Irish convention that no one really knows about, it's kind of hard, you know.
yeah, it's every time. That's why we gotta do stuff like this where we can talk to you, get you out there so people know. Maybe because I know with the anime festivals here in America, they travel around the world. The kids they'll go to any, especially the cosplayers. If they can go to a cosplay and
Mm.
go dress up, become like get to talk about it, get to dress like it, they'll go anywhere.
Yeah, of course. Like we really like for the last few years, we've been noticing that the cosplay in Ireland has really been upped. People are like really, really trying. Um, so it's always a great thing to do. And we also do in our cosplay competition. The main winner gets a reservation kind of ticket to the European kind of cosplay competition, Euro cosplay, and they
Right.
go over there to go up against the best in Europe of cosplay, and it's just something really cool to give them if they really want to show themselves off. Like,
Well, that's good because I know that there's a couple of cosplay people here in America. They're actually professional. Like
mm.
that's what they do. It's amazing that they can make money and a livelihood off of cosplay.
Well, yeah, like I've seen a good few of them, and I always think about like, my God, that the work they put in is absolutely amazing. We have a few over here. It's kind of getting bigger and bigger that more people are getting into cosplay. They don't get paid professionally to go around cosplay. They mostly get paid to make cosplay for people.
Right, right. Because
Um, I,
they're amazing costume designers. It's amazing.
yeah, of course, like they're absolutely amazing. Like I know a good few of them, and they really do put the effort into it. And because they're showing it off, what they do, people usually come and goes, "Oh, who made your costume?" I did. I goes, "Oh, do you do commissions?" I'm like, "Yeah," and there's an extra few hundred for them, and I know a few of them that actually do make a good living off it. Like so, good on them, and I kind of like seeing that kind of thing getting promoted, around the anime convention scene. Like,
Oh yeah, because it's also the more the other anime festivals that happen, they all know each other because there's always gonna be the same groups of people going because
mm.
they'll travel to one place to another, and they're gonna want to go. So all right, so you got a couple of guests. You work on getting sponsorship. What else can you tell me about this? Help me get people who want to come, pay that ticket to come fly over there.
Yeah, was it? Well, we usually offer good guests. I'm trying to find out what our guests are this year. We got Aska, the girl. We got the woman who plays Aska in Evangelion. She's coming over. Tiffany Grant, I think her name is. Yeah, Tiffany
Right.
Grant. She's coming over this year, and and I'm trying to remember the other guy's name. Matt. I can't quite remember his name, but he kind of produced Evangelion for kind of the American audience, and we kind of hope that grabs people over here. But as you said, like there's an awful lot of anime conventions around the world at the moment.
Yeah. Well,
So
it is just like there's so many comic book conventions or anything. It's just there's always room for more. It's just
yeah, of
finding that
course,
right click.
we always try to see what we can get more people to come over to. I'm just trying to think there are some of the things,
That's
but like we usually do get a packed out Irish crowd, but we do get a good. I say about 90% of our crowd is Irish, and that packs us out. And then we have about I say 8% English crowd and 2% from around the world. We did have a few Americans come over sometime. I think it was last year I bumped into a few Americans, some of your fellow countrymen, and they loved it. But the greatest thing about having kind of an anime convention in Ireland is if we invite guests, guests sometimes kind of come to us. Look, we'll do your con for just basic cost because we want to come over and see Ireland. That's one of the huge things we get is that
Oh
people
yeah,
want to
definitely.
see
It's like a
Ireland at the
vacation for
same
them.
time. Yeah, like we usually do that with our guests. We treat them to a vacation over here. Um, like in the first year we had John Swayze. He's done loads of voices. He played Gendo in Evangelion. Basically brought him over for about 2 weeks, I think. Well, we brought him over for a week, and then he decided to stay another week, and we took him all over the place. We took him to like the Guinness Brewery, the Jameson Brewery, anywhere that had alcohol, and he was happy pretty much. So that's the kind of the kind of goal we have. Is like just don't come over to come over to the convention first of all, but also come over to see Ireland because I've been living here, but a lot of people say it's a great country. So
That's exactly what you want. You know, it's also that's a really cool way. Someone goes for a they're going over for something that they understand and know a
Mm.
convention, but then they could stay and see something more.
Yeah, we've had a few people who've come over and they're saying, "Oh, we're just visiting Ireland for a week or two, and we saw there was this anime convention on, so we thought we'd pop along." I mean, I think that's really cool. Um, so we're kind of trying to push that out, but then again, it is very hard to get people from other countries to come over because last year we actually, even though it was only 1,700 people, the fire capacity for the place was 1,500. So we are pushing the boundaries every so often.
Hmm.
Um, and the thing is, we never think we get that many people. We always think, oh, we'll get an extra 100 people, and that because our first year was around 1,100 people, and then our second year was 1,700.
Oh, that's a big
So
jump first, right there.
yeah, that's what we thought as well. Even in our first year, we didn't think we'd get 1,100. We thought we'd get about 600, 700 tops. We got 1,100.
Now, are these the people buying 1 day tickets, 3 day tickets? How does it work? How do you when you buy the tickets? Is it mandatory you have to buy all 3 days, or can you buy
No,
it
no,
on
no. We
Saturday?
have the 1 day ticket, which will do you for a Friday and a Saturday, or a Sunday by itself. The usual reason why we don't charge for a Friday is because we don't really have traders out, and it's mostly just kind of people meeting each other to see what they're going to plan for the next 2 days. We have a view events on, sorry, and we have the pub quiz. So it's nothing that we don't really feel that we should charge people for that. Just kind of a meet and greet and to see everyone. And
Hmm.
then on the Saturday, it's everything's open. We have loads of events. We have the guests. So we have a 1 day ticket for that, and we have a 1 day ticket for the Sunday. But you can also get the weekend ticket, which is cheaper than the two separate ones. Like,
Right. Well, a lot of conventions, especially like we have New York Comic Con over here, and that's like one of the second biggest comic conventions in the
mm,
world. And they had to add a Thursday. They used to be just Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They had so many people they actually had to add a Thursday. So they
mm.
actually had to add a 4 days, and on that Thursday, it's only people who have VIP passes and press and trades
Yeah,
because
kind of the kind of just business
yeah,
people,
more
business
business.
entrance, yeah.
But with that saying though, you look at it, the people could come in on that Thursday because you look around. There's stuff to do. I mean,
Mm,
having like what you guys have on a Friday, not charging. I mean, the people know what they get into when they come in for a convention.
mm,
You could charge. It's no problem to charge. Maybe instead of not charging, maybe give them half price or it's still meet and greet. Meet and greets here in America, you pay to get in. People just
mm.
do meet and greets just to meet up to exchange languages, whatever. You're paying something for
Yeah.
that.
Is like another thing we try to do around the years because there's only a handful of conventions in Ireland at the moment. There's us Nom Con around August, then there's Con, which is about 2 months after us,
Hmm.
and they're the biggest in the country, and they've been going for about, I say, about 8 years at the moment. And like they start off, like I was at the first one, they start off with a crowd of 50, and now they have nearly crowds of 2,000 people showing up to them. Um, so that's pretty good for them. And then we have like ones in other parts of the country, like a Con, and we have like smaller, kind of more game orientated anime festivals, like BroCon and all these other ones. So they're kind of fill the gap in, but we still have a huge gap and all that. So what we do is we set up small events throughout the year. Last year we had like a beach party, which was free to come to. Um, like people just showed up. We picked a location on the beach or some beach around Dublin. People come up. We'd have a few competitions. We do special offers and tickets for conventions like a fiver off, like €5 off or something like that. And people have fun with that, and it gets the name around. And this year we're doing one big one with Ericon, the other big anime convention. We're holding kind of a 1 day con in Dublin city centre, and with that people pay like just a fiver in, and they get a whole day of it. There we also have a premiere screening there as well, and a good few animes being shown, events, games, traders, a pub quiz, and a rave again at the end of the night. And that's a fiver for 1 day, and that's just to get our name out there even more, and just to fill the gap of there's like no cons in between. Like,
Well, that's cool. Being that you have a click, you have a good. Actually, you have a great time slot because it's summertime, right?
yeah, yeah, we were
That's always
literally
solid.
yeah we kind of picked the end of summer, because we kind of thought if we picked the beginning of summer, people are just out of school,
Hmm.
they might be going on holidays, don't really have that much money.
Right.
So we picked the end of summer because it's the last hurrah before people go back to school or people go back to college or people probably go back to work or something like that. And of course, they have more money to spend on us. So
Also the idea is to get like people to go and want to spend and come to you guys, maybe making a vacation. Maybe some people make a little mini vacation for themselves just to come to the con.
yeah, like we even have people out of county who kind of treat it as a little vacation.
That's cool.
Um, it's like compared to like somewhere like in America over here, you can drive from one part of Ireland to the other part of Ireland in about 4 hours.
Hmm.
You can drive from like coast to coast in 4 hours. But people kind of now when they get to Dublin, they kind of say, "Yo, we'll get a hotel for an extra nights and we'll stay in Dublin, and we'll go around shopping around Dublin, see Dublin, kind of thing." And it's really cool because we do get people, come up, for the con but stay an extra week, and they,
I think Dublin needs to just give you guys like a tax break or some kind of. You're bringing
oh,
people.
we
Stay.
wish, but the thing is, we're still kind of an independent, non money making organization, as most conventions are like. So they can't, and they don't really see anything in it. Like,
Right.
unless it makes them like a couple of million a year, they won't really be interested. They kind of more see it as just a little convention that people have fun at.
Yeah, well, like
Uh,
San Diego Comic Con, when people go to that, that's like an event. It's a
yeah,
4 day, 5 day event. That's like just chaos.
that's chaos. Like with us, we don't really get that much chaos. Last year we did because we were holding our convention the same time as the Dublin Horse Show, which is a really big 2 3 week event for Ireland, where they get all the best trainers in the world, they get all the best horses in the world, and it was literally just down the road from us. So it was a bit mental last year because we had those people. But the thing is, when those people weren't doing anything, they were actually like saying, "Oh, what's this?"
Right.
And they paid.
I got a couple bucks to come in. I'm gonna just check out, see what this is about.
Yeah, they'd come in like spend 10 or 15, and the thing is most likely their kids are into it, and they were like, "Oh, my son or my daughter are like that," and they'd spend money, and then they would tell people saying, "Oh, there's this lovely, the pure Irish granny thing. There's this lovely con in Dublin that you might like to go to next year," and it spreads word to mouth, and that's really how we make our business. Well, we make the convention scene in Dublin, in Ireland generally. It's word to mouth. People will literally say, "Oh, it's a great con, go there," and that's how we get our business. And like we could promote it through the roof with like newspapers and all that, but unfortunately, it won't get noticed as much as anything else.
Oh, yeah. Also, there's websites, there's forums of people who will talk about it and they will know
Mm.
about it.
Like there is a pretty big anime Ireland forum online, and a lot of people do kind of go through it, but the majority of the crowd kind of they said, "Oh yeah, I'll join this," so they'll be on it for about a week, and they might drop off and then pop back on after they go to a con. But no, like we have our own forums and we take a lot of feedback from that. We see what people really want.
I give you credit because forums are dangerous.
Yeah, no, trust me, we know we know about the fire that the forums can give. Like we've had our troubles in the past with them, but the thing is, I also find them a great source of feedback.
Right.
If somebody said I didn't like this or the way this was done, or I'd really like to see this voice actor, we're kind of like, that's great. We'll take that in mind, and we do try to bring it out as well. But I think the best tool we have is Facebook. I mean, Facebook, everyone has to agree, is the best way of getting anything out there or promoting anything
Between
or
Twitter and Facebook, that's instantly done.
yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah, exactly. Like Facebook, I think we have about 2,000 people following us on Facebook at the moment, or liking us, whichever way it is on Facebook. And the second we put up like even a little bit of news saying, "Oh, we're doing this," or "What you think of this," we get about 50 comments in, and we just think that's great feedback, seeing that people are still keeping an eye on us, and I think they like it because it's us kind of saying like, "Oh, we're still around. We want to know what you think of this." And I think it's just a great thing that Facebook and forums, I think they're really positive things to be used. You just have to be careful what you put out there, and
Well, with the Facebook, what makes it easier is people have to put their real account when they speak
yeah,
to you. They don't get that anonymity of making some fake thing on a forum where it's like their name is this and it's like Naruto says, "I hate you, you smell bad," or nothing like that. Facebook is that guy's real name. He's gonna be more, for the most part, people are more cautious when they have to use their real name.
they're gonna be more polite before they shoot their mouth off.
That's
Uh,
why you don't want to deal with YouTube comments. They're
oh
evil.
yeah, yeah, no, we have a YouTube account, but we only use it for like if our guests send us. Most of the time, our guests send us a video, and we usually put it up there, post it around, and people get excited about it because saying like, oh, such and such is coming. People are like, oh, okay, yeah, who's that? And we could put names beside and like, oh yeah, but we actually have the person talking, saying like, oh hi, I'm this person from this anime, and they put the voice on. People are like, oh, I actually really love that person. I want to go see them, and it's great because the guests we had, they always get a kick out of coming over, and they always get a kick out of seeing the fans. I mean, we had Kyle Herbert last year. He actually went around interviewing fans for his own like podcast or
Wow.
blog, and I think the fans loved that. They went around just talking to fans, and he would go up with his little iPad and just take a picture with them and say, "Oh, this is a person I met in Dublin," and it's great for the fans that they actually do walk around and kind of communicate with people, and we do try to keep them away from them when they kind of had enough, but. The guests are pretty cool enough just to sit down and have a
Well,
chat
voice
with them.
actors are on a different level than like a celebrity.
Mm.
They know that their voice is what makes them who they are, and I think they're more in like they're a little more easygoing.
Oh yeah, totally. Like we drank with them, which was a bit of a mistake because we were working the next day at the con. We had a few drinks with them. We kind of set up a little place on the side. We had a few drinks with them, and we had a kind of a small bar set up. We had one or two of the lads kind of go out and buy every, spirit and beer he could find and bring it back to us. And it got very messy. The thing is, we were all grand, but the next day we're up at 7 a.m. or something like that to get everything ready. And we're all absolutely dying because we've
Yeah, it's a
just literally been
miserable
up
feeling.
since 7 a.m. in the morning. But like we're going from 7 a.m. to about 3, 4 a.m. And we're doing the exact same thing the next day, and we're doing the thing the night before because there's so much to get organized, so much to get ready. But I'd say there's no better buzz. Okay, well, buzz, you probably won't understand what that's over there, but feeling, there's no better like good feeling than working a con and literally seeing it pay off in the end of the day. Like it's the best fun I've ever had at conventions is working them. Like,
You see, that's always a cool thing. I dealt because I used to work in the comic business. I've dealt with conventions before, and I deal with them now as press,
mm.
and I would never want to host a con. I give everyone who wants to do it credit. It's a very you'll go bald and you'll probably die of a young age from the amount of work that gets put in, and it's hard.
It's like yeah, we're still a young con and we did have a few mishaps in the last year or two. But we try to iron them out. But it is hard, work
Professional
because
cons have mishaps just as much as small ones, so that's fine.
yeah, but it's like we just like we always kind of say, oh, this is gonna happen or this is gonna happen. It's kind of Murphy's law. You plan for the best. Like you could plan everything out and none of it could happen, or you could try to plan everything out you could possibly think. Then the absolute most random thing could happen, and you just never know what's gonna happen. You don't know how to handle it, and you're just you're like on the inside you're screaming and panicking, but on the outside you're like, yeah, yeah, we'll sort this out. And then
You
the
gotta take
second,
the ball and run with it. You
yeah,
have whatever
exactly.
it's given to you. You just gotta take it.
Yeah, and the thing is, I gotta say, like Nate, he set it up. He's our con director. He set it up, and he's done a wonderful job. Like, and he does try his best. But as you said, like you will start to go bald and die young. And I won't mention anything about his receding hairline. But no, he's done a great job. But the thing is, you need people around you. You need a good, strong committee. You need a good, strong kind of volunteer force behind you. And if you treat them right, they'll work for you. You know.
Right.
So that's the best way to do it. Is literally just. I kind of believe like you should always, no matter what kind of convention you are, you should always be nice to the other person. Always be nice to each other, and things will fly by 100%. And even if you're nice and polite to people, and you have some massive, mess up, like something that could stop everything, as long as you're polite and polite to them, and you explain it to them. About 99% will people say, "Oh, that's all right," it happens, and they kind of go along their thing, come back for it later, like so. That's the kind of way I should see the con scene should be seen. Is like people do put a lot of work into it, so it's for fans by fans. So that's the way you should keep on thinking about it.
Right. That's a fantastic thing. And with that, I want you to tell people the Facebook page, the website, if there's a Twitter account for the con, and when it's happening.
Yeah, of course. Let me just get all this up. Well, we have our website, which is nomcon.net. That's nom hyphen con.net. That has our forums, all of our news, the way you can contact us. And NomCon is on in the Burlington Hotel in Ballsbridge, August 24th to 26th this year. Um, and I don't think we had the prices up for the tickets yet, but it's around the same last year, which is around 25 for the weekend and about 15 for the day, I think.
That's really cheap. That's actually very affordable.
Yeah, and we have nice little little tags as well, like little badges where we have our mascots on it. But yeah, our website's Nom Com. And for Facebook, you just type in Nom Com and you can find us up there. And that'd be easy enough. I can send you all the links later anyway.
Fantastic.
Uh, as well as we also, oh, excuse me. I went around last night collecting as many photos as I could. Well, good photos of our convention last year to send over to you anyway, so you could have a look and see what some of it's like.
That's
Uh,
very cool. Let's talk a little bit off the book for a second.
yeah,
Does Funimation handle distribution in Ireland and UK and stuff like that? Because Funimation is a very big distributor here in America. They have
yeah,
the
no,
Dragon Ball Z and everything like that.
yeah, I follow Funimation myself as well. Like they do good quality stuff, but it seems they're mostly American distributors. Like even though they have a YouTube channel, and I do watch anime off that. A lot of it's blocked because it still needs to be licensed over in Europe.
Right.
It's kind of tough to license anime and manga over in Europe for some reason. Like you guys might get like a volume of manga a month before we'd be able to get it because some licenses laws
Well, what
or
happens is a lot of the companies that are here are are directly from a Japanese
mm,
production company. Like we have Shonen Jump. Shonen Jump is Japanese. You know, they are the ones that handle most of the licensing in Japan. They are here in America. They actually opened up a branch here. Tokyo Pop, Viz Media. Viz Media was
mm,
a huge distributor for years. They became direct licensee for Bandai and all those other guys out there. So that
yep.
tends to be what happened. We used to have a problem years ago, back when I was, I don't know how old you are, but you say that you watched Naruto as a kid. I didn't, so I'm
Well, when I
35. I'm
say
35 years old, so um, so when I was growing up, anime and manga was really hard to get. They had
mm,
very small. It was really hard to find. Actually, most of the stuff we got was through Canada.
yeah.
So Dragon Ball Z. The first time we ever seen it was the Canadian version.
Mm.
So
As I was when I say I was a kid, I was about 13, 14 when I started reading Naruto because I'm about 25, 24, sorry, 24 myself. But my brother kind of anime and manga kind of came into Ireland big in the 80s.
oh yeah, same thing here.
Yeah, because manga distributor kind of just started releasing everything, and there was a channel over here called Channel 4. It was a British channel, but around like midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning, they'd show like Fist of the North Star.
Ah,
They show Fist of the North Star and like AD Police and stuff like that.
now you're
Uh,
talking my language
yeah, and
here.
we used to like it was going till I was about 10 or 11. The chat they still did that, and I used to sneak up, middle of the night on the weekends and kind of watch it. But my brother also kind of bought the videos. He bought most of the Guyver series, Tank Police,
Yep.
Appleseed,
Ah,
all the original classics like ID Police as well. And the thing is, if you watch it now, you're probably thinking, "Oh, that's pretty cool." But when you're a 4 year old,
it's astounding. It's
it's
something you've
that's the
never
best
seen
thing ever.
before.
And that's like where my love affair with like anime and manga came from first, is from my brother buying all these incredibly violent
Yeah. When I was
animes.
when I was a kid, my dad took me to convention, and they you didn't get to see much anime.
Mm,
We didn't even call it anime then. We used to call it Japanese animation or Japanimation. We used to make up names for it. But my father got heavy metal, the
yeah,
cartoon, and I got to see that when I was like 5. And, he covered my eyes with the nudie scenes, but the most part I
yeah.
got to see this, and you're like, I want more like that.
Mm.
And then all you have was Ralph Basky, who did like Fire and Ice and stuff like that. You didn't really have much. So then all of a sudden, was it Vampire Hunter D,
Yeah, I
Fist of
love
the
that. I
North
love the
Star,
original Vampire Hunter D so much. Like,
and then when Akira came out, you're like, oh my god, what am I missing?
it's like
It's a big influx then. Yeah.
it's like for years we had like there was only one comic book shop in Dublin for years and years, and they would sell the videos, but they'd sell like one 40-minute video for about $20,
Yeah.
which were kind of like, wow, how can you ever collect the whole series with that? My brother tried his best, of course, but we used to also, back in the day when it was hard to get anime over here, we used to have to get the bootleg videos
Oh yeah.
from kind of like we just get the bootleg videos. And I remember he had this like big white video box, and it had just like Akira in black kind of cut out letters on it. And I said that looks like one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And then I sat down and I watched Akira when I was about 5 or 6, and I was like, that looks amazing. I have no clue what's going on, but I absolutely love it. Why is that guy, why is he turning into a giant mutated baby?
Yeah, that's
And of course, like, even I even know people now, like in their mid 20s, who watch Akira and is like, I still don't understand what happened, but I still love it.
well, it's so funny. I got my friend. He's much older than me. He's in his early 40s. He was never into anime. He's into it now, but he said I can't watch Akira. He goes, I love Akira until the end
Mm.
because I don't get the point. Him turn into why Tetsuo turn into a giant blob of shit. I
Yeah.
have no idea what that takes me out of the movie because it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like it's the telekinetic powers. It's I don't know either. Just shut up and watch it. It's like
Yeah, yeah, that's
it
the thing.
happened, all right.
But
Just like
like,
Cloverfield, a big giant Godzilla came and crapped all over the street. You deal with it. Just watch it. Go.
yeah, no, true. But like, one of the things I really loved as a kid, mainly because when I was a kid, I used to watch like Transformers constantly. Is
Oh yeah.
when I watched stuff like, yeah, when I watched like Appleseed for the first time, and I saw the kind of guy, I saw the people in the landmates, like the robot suits.
Yeah.
I was like, no, this is what I want from now on. This is what I absolutely
The
love. And
mechs. Yeah.
I saw stuff like AD Tank Police, and I found it was like pretty much done by the same guy, Shiro Masamune, and I absolutely fell in love with his work. Like, even to this day, I try to collect this, on much of his old work as I could. Like, I have all the Apple Seeds, Ghost in the Shell, everything. Like, and that pretty much started me on my way. Then I started watching other stuff when I got older. When I say older, it's like 12, 13. A bunch of kids trading anime videos that they got off their relatives, because oh, this is a cartoon, he'll like that, he likes that kind of Japanese stuff.
We still get that to this day at my job. People like that don't know.
Yeah, like, but like the thing is, back then we only had manga distribution out here. Like, they're the only people who distributed. So for years we thought anime was called manga and non-stop. I still had to correct one of my friends as well. Like, I don't know, it's just a little nitpicking on my side. Like, but like when we're 12 or 13, we got like videos of like Devilman, and we're thinking like, oh yeah, they're saying like, oh, this is a Japanese cartoon. He likes that kind of stuff. Here you go. And Devilman starts off with like a butterfly girl getting eaten by a plant, and then it just goes into an all out, absolutely crazy blood everywhere thing. And when you watch that when you're 12 years old, it's the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah, I think I was like 14, 15, and they had the blue girl.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
people like,
exactly. That's the kind of thing people are thinking. It's a harmless kids cartoon. It's like, you don't know the Japanese very well, do you?
you know nothing. Let me tell you, I last 2 years in a row I went to Japan. I stayed there for almost a month each time, and you walk around. The first thing you want to see is you want to see like the mech suits. You want to see
Yeah.
robots everywhere, and you don't get that. And I was like, I'm disappointed. I'm in Akihabara. There ain't no goddamn, not one mech suit. No one's walking around as a robot. I'm really pissed off.
Yeah, it's
A
like,
lot
well,
of
why is
main
this guy not,
cafes, but
like,
no robots.
why is this guy not fighting a 40-foot monster? Come on.
This is
But like,
ridiculous.
no, it's like one of the guys I work with. I work in a small video game company over here, like, and one of the guys I work with, he goes to Japan every year for the Tokyo Game Show, and he
Yeah, I
usually
went there
stays.
2 years ago. That's chaos.
Yeah, like they said, it's the best time they've ever had. Like, and he used to live in Japan as well, like, and he stays there for at least a month every time he goes over, and he just says it's absolutely amazing. Like, he wouldn't trade in for the world, but he says you will get like people just walking around the street in full proper cosplay, like nothing, like they don't care. It's like, yeah, I'm wearing this. What you gonna do? It's part of the social norm.
Yeah, if
Um,
you're in like Shibuya or whatever, you go
mm,
walking around, and people's hair is like done up in a way. It's like your hair. I remember as a kid, I grew up in New York, and so we had the punkers and you had the goth kids. So I've seen hair get crazy,
yeah,
But these kids are just like on a bicycle going to the store to buy a sandwich, and their hair is rocking it like Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. And I'm going, do you know how much time it took you to do your hair like that just to go buy a sandwich?
yeah, pretty much. Like, but I think to them it's just part of their lifestyle. It's
Yeah.
like, trying to think of something. Also, like over here, we just we could have people walking around hair like that, but they just think it's some kind of weird new fashion because we're kind of catching up on the whole Jersey Shore thing over here now.
Oh Jesus,
Unfortunately,
God help you.
I know, it's like, no, everybody goes around absolutely orange over here, and it looks like there's a bunch of Oompa Loompas walking around. To be honest with you,
It's ridiculous. People in New York don't do that. That is just a subculture of people who live in Staten Island that hang out in New Jersey. It's the Jersey Shore. It's New Jersey. It's not even New York. And these
Yeah.
people, like, it's so it's obnoxious. It's embarrassing. It makes actually real New York look really embarrassing.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have people going around like that, and that's the fashion. But yeah, I know a few people who go around in the whole. Some of them do go around the whole kind of Lolita look mostly,
Hmm.
and they kind of get weird looks. They're like, "Oh, what's she doing? Like, why is she wearing that?" And it's like, "You're goddamn orange. You know, stop complaining.
Oh,
Let people
people
do
will
what they
judge.
want."
Clicks will judge other clicks. It's just
Yeah,
how it works.
but as I know, like the anime scene is starting to pop up kind of big over here. It died down during the '90s. Um, I don't no reason why. It just didn't really hit the '90s as it did in the like late '80s, early '90s. It was huge, and then it kind of died down. But ever since it kind of got more cutesy, which I hate saying, is like anime did get very cutesy over the last 10 years. Like
There's
you
a
know,
the new class, the new formula that it should be like the overly everything has to be super funny, super bubbly.
yeah, like, mostly like clamp stuff, and especially with the whole Mika Hatsune thing.
Yes.
It's like I actually honestly do see people walking around kind of trying to imitate that kind of look.
There's nothing wrong with it. It gets them into what we like, but the problem is
Yeah.
we know that the people that like that stuff aren't looking at the classics. They have no desire. Or
Yeah.
there's a segregated class of anime fans
Hmm.
that half are old school, and then other ones can't even watch anything older than Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, like Cowboy Bebop, I think was because when I was about 16, we had Toonami over here,
Hmm.
and they'd show Cowboy Bebop, and that was kind of boosted the anime again because it only at that time it'd only be kind of nerdy guys like myself, kind of just sitting around and says, "Oh, did you watch Cowboy Bebop?" I was like, "Oh, I watched Cowboy Bebop." And I was like, I kind of tried to go around when I was 16, 17 with Spike's hair because I have naturally kind of big, curly, fluffy hair normally, like, so I just kind of walk around this kind of giant blonde spike fro for ages, and then the second I walked outside, I was like, nope, nope, had to pull it down, or someone's gonna say something, or try to attack me.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But like, no, I was like, even when I was a kid, like, first saw Fist North Star, like, you see Kenshiro and the kind of weird biker outfit with the cut off leather jacket on. I'm just like, I want to wear that when I grow up. When I grow up, I want to have like giant muscles and wear that and punch
What's so
people
funny?
to death.
That stuff would have gotten away back in the day because of leather.
Yeah, it's the same thing as I had it with myself there about 2, 3 years ago. I was at a huge metal festival and seeing Iron Maiden for the first time, and I kind of got separated from my friends, and I ended up just in the middle of this crowd. And for about the 2 hour, 2.5 hour show, I was standing beside this 70-year-old German man, and he had like long gray hair, clean shaven, the whole thing, glasses, and he was standing there in like leather pants, big biker leather boots, and like a cut off T-shirt with Iron Maiden on it, and he was just rocking it out more than most of the kids around him. And it was just the two of us out in the crowd. These people, like, I was like, "What's wrong with those two?" And it's like us absolutely just head banging away the Iron Maiden, and that's like it's just absolutely amazing. Like I said, no matter how old you get, you will still kind of live this lifestyle.
That you love the music that you were inspired by when you're younger. That
Yeah.
doesn't change. Like people growing up that are older than us, they grew up with the music of their time, and
Yeah.
that's their music. Your music of your time is your music now, and I listen to the music that we have now, and the 2010 odd or whatever you want to call this decade that we're in
Yeah.
now, and you're going, when they're old, they're gonna look back fondly on Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I know. I was
You
thinking
know,
that, and like a friend of mine once says, like, all the rock stars that we're listening to are dying off, with the exception of Lemmy, because that man cannot die.
he won't die. He is dead. He's already dead, but he actually cursed
No,
out of
just
death.
yeah, it's like he died like 40 years ago. Just no one bothered to tell him,
Yeah.
and he just keeps going. But like we
It's
were
like you
saying,
say the
that
same thing about Keith Richards. It's like he's dead.
yeah, Keith Richards. I mean, I'm pretty sure like he's just a mummy on stage now. Just you see someone in the background with just a complex set of rigs and pulleys, just controlling him like a puppet
He's
when he's
actually
on.
owned by the Disney Corporation. He's actually a Disney animatronic character.
Yeah, it's like if you ever get set in fire, it's like he just melts away and he's got the Terminator underneath him. I'm pretty sure that's what Keith Richards is now. Well, a skinnier Terminator anyway.
I still wouldn't be
Uh,
scared of it. Sorry.
yeah, pretty much. But I know. I think we kind of got off track there anyway.
Definitely. I want to say let's bring it back in, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
edit that whole part out anyway. I want to say thank you for being on, and do you have a Twitter or anything you want to tell people about you personally? How they get in touch with you or
Oh
anything
well.
extra?
Well, personally, you can get a. I do have a Twitter, but I mostly use that for kind of my own. I barely use it, but I'm an artist in the video game industry, so I kind of use that to complain about people in the video game industry. But no, I'm Dead Man's Pixels on Twitter. On there, well, I'll send you a link to that as well. Anyway,
Beautiful.
I do talk about anime on that as well because sometimes I'll watch new animes and give out about them and not understand this new generation of children and anime.
Well, all you gotta say is panty and stocking with garter belt. If anyone sees
Yeah,
that, that's intense.
yeah. And it's like these are the same guys who gave us Evangelion. One of the biggest mind fucks of all time.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for being on, and I appreciate it. And guys, hit up the con, and we'll have links on the site.
Yeah, cheers, and thank you for having us on, and looking forward to. No, I'm not really looking forward to hearing myself, but looking forward to your future podcast anyway, man. Thank you very much.